Hello, and welcome to today's audiobook summary. I'm excited to take you on a journey through one of the most thought-provoking books of our time, The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. This book is a profound exploration of human psychology, freedom, and happiness, rooted in the teachings of Alfred Adler, one of the founding figures of modern psychology. If you've ever struggled with self-doubt, the fear of judgment, or the desire to live authentically, this book is for you. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the key insights that can help you find the courage to live life on your own terms. Chapter 1. The Philosophy of Adler. The book begins with a bold claim: all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. According to Adler, our happiness and suffering stem from how we relate to others and ourselves. But here's the twist: we have the power to change our lives at any moment. The key lies in understanding and applying Adlerian psychology. The story is presented as a dialogue between a philosopher and a young man who represents the doubts and struggles many of us face. Through their conversations, we learn that Adler's philosophy is not about blaming the past or waiting for external validation. It's about taking responsibility for our lives, here and now. Chapter 2. Trauma does not exist. One of the most controversial ideas in The Courage to be Disliked is that trauma does not exist. Adler argues that we are not determined by our past experiences, but by the meaning we give to them. In other words, it's not what happens to us that shapes our lives. It's how we interpret those events. For example, two people might experience the same failure, but one sees it as a learning opportunity, while the other sees it as proof of their inadequacy. The difference lies in their mindset, not the event itself. This idea challenges the common belief that our past dictates our future and empowers us to take control of our present. Chapter 3. All problems are interpersonal relationship problems. Adler believed that all problems, whether they're related to work, love, or self-esteem, are rooted in our relationships with others. Why? Because we are social beings, and our sense of worth is often tied to how we think others perceive us. But here's the catch: seeking validation from others is a trap. When we rely on external approval, we give away our power and freedom. The solution? Develop self-acceptance and the courage to be disliked. This doesn't mean being rude or indifferent. It means living authentically, even if it means some people won't approve. Chapter 4. The Separate Tasks. One of the most practical concepts in the book is the idea of separating tasks. Adler teaches that we should focus only on what we can control and let go of what we can't. For example, if you're worried about what others think of you, ask yourself, whose task is it? If it's someone else's task, let it go. If it's your task, take responsibility. This principle applies to all areas of life. In relationships, for instance, your task is to communicate honestly and kindly, not to control how the other person responds. By separating tasks, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and focus on what truly matters. Chapter 5. The Courage to be Happy. Happiness, according to Adler, is not something we achieve. It's something we choose. But choosing happiness requires courage. Why? Because it means letting go of excuses, taking responsibility for our lives, and embracing uncertainty. The young man in the book struggles with this idea. He wants to be happy but fears the risks that come with it: rejection, failure, and the unknown. The philosopher gently reminds him that the courage to be happy is the courage to be disliked. In other words, true happiness comes from living authentically, even if it means not everyone will like or understand you. Chapter 6. Community Feeling. Adler introduces the concept of community feeling, a sense of belonging and contribution to the world. He argues that true happiness comes from feeling connected to others and making a positive impact. But here's the twist. Community feeling starts with self-acceptance. You can't genuinely connect with others if you're constantly seeking their approval or comparing yourself to them. The philosopher encourages the young man to shift his focus from competition to contribution. Instead of trying to be better than others, focus on how you can contribute to the community. This shift in mindset not only fosters deeper connections, but also brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Chapter 7. Living in the Here and Now. One of the most liberating ideas in The Courage to be Disliked is the importance of living in the present. Adler believed that the past and future are distractions. What matters is what we do right now. The young man struggles with this as he's haunted by past failures and anxious about the future. The philosopher explains that life is a series of moments, and each moment is an opportunity to choose courage, authenticity, and happiness. By focusing on the present, we free ourselves from regret and worry and fully embrace the richness of life. Chapter 8. The Courage to be Disliked. The book's title comes from a simple yet profound idea. To live authentically, you must have the courage to be disliked. This doesn't mean seeking conflict or being indifferent to others. It means prioritizing your values and goals over the fear of judgment. The young man finally begins to understand this. He realizes that his fear of rejection has been holding him back from pursuing his dreams and living a fulfilling life. With the philosopher's guidance, he starts to embrace his true self and take steps toward a life of freedom and happiness. Conclusion: your life, your choice. And there you have it, the core ideas of The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. This book is a powerful reminder that your life is your choice. You have the power to break free from the past, let go of the need for approval, and live authentically. As Adler teaches, it's not what happens to you that matters, it's what you do with it. So, take a deep breath, embrace the courage to be disliked, and start living the life you truly want. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights from the world's best books. Until next time, remember, you are the author of your own life. Write a story worth living.